Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my two girls. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And this is episode 118. I got my ginormous, it's like, look at that, coffee Star Trek mug. I got pumpkin spice creamer in here with coffee. Or, yeah, pumpkin spice creamer with coffee. No, I don't put that much in there. Live long and prosper. Today is Sunday, September 12th, 2021. This is a podcast where I share my knitting, crocheting, sometimes cross stitch. I need to get back at cross stitch. I need to do that. Whatever crafty thing I'm up to. If you are new, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I will have all the show notes right down there in the description box. I'll have links to where you can find me, patterns, yarn, bag shops, all that good stuff right down there. All right. I'll get another sip of coffee. I'll show you the back. Did I show you the back of the mug? There's the back. This thing is like, it's huge. I'm pretty sure it's a 20-ounce mug. It is not full all the way. I think I drink 16 ounces. And that's my coffee for the day. I don't drink any more or any less. 16 ounces. That's all I need. There are some days where I want more, though. All right, let's move on. I have one finished object, 3 whips. I have a future cast-on that I'll talk about later. And I have my West MKAL yarn. I'm going to show you what colors I chose. All right, are we ready? I think I went through all my spiel. I don't have anything else to say. So let's get started with, oh, I do have one more thing to say. My husband is going to be mowing here, so you might hear some lawn mowing. I have the windows closed, so it shouldn't be too loud, but you might hear it. I don't know, right now he's trimming some trees and stuff, so I don't know. Maybe you guys won't hear any mowing. We'll see. All right. Ready for finished objects? Socks. These are my Desert Vista Dyeworks knit along socks. The 7th annual Desert Vista Dyeworks monthly sock club. I think that's what it's called. It's over in our Ravelry group, where you knit a pair of socks using her yarn, all of her yarn. I think the leg has to be at least 3 inches, but I like to do long legs for these ones. And this is the Pumpkin Spice Zombody colorway, and it came with a mini, so I did toes and heels in the mini. It kind of reminds me of like the foamy cream that's on top of sometimes on the pumpkin spice lattes. I wonder if that's what she was going for. I don't know, but I like it. They do not match. Wasn't in the mood to have them match, so I did not. They're like one stripe off. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. I can't. Here we go. I don't know if you can tell. They're like one stripe. They're like one stripe off. So I could have had a match, but I didn't want to be bothered with that. So yeah, these are for me. I do 64 stitches, 12 rows of 2x2 rib, afterthought heel, magic loop. That's how I roll with my socks. Magic loop all the way. And that is all of my finished objects. That's it. That's it. But I guess that's pretty good for a full length. These are big, long socks. That's fine. All right, ready for whips. This might be a shorter episode. We will see. I brought back my kitty bag from Stolen Minutes. Stolen Minutes. My kitty cat bag. And these ones, I think I showed them in the skein and I said I'm going to cast these on. Oh, before I get started with my whips, I want to thank everybody for all of their kind comments on my last episode. I had a bad week, and I had a bad... If you watch my episode, you know what's going on. I'm starting to I'm feeling better, but we'll get in life stuff later. But I just wanted to thank everybody for all their comments. I enjoyed reading all of them, and they helped me make me feel better. So, thank you. Thank you. All right, I got a tangled mess here. So I'm pretty sure I said I was in a bad mood and I was going to cast on something colorful, and I absolutely did. So this is Night Owl Fibers, Reading Rainbow. Oh. I love her yarn. Go buy her yarn. It's awesome. It's a plump fingering. It's very, very nice. All right, are you ready? Oh, this is awesome. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen my progress. But look. We're just going to stare at this for a minute. Look at that toe. Look at that toe. So, obviously this is a shorty sock. This is a gift. So yeah, this is Reading Rainbow. These white markers is where I'm going to place my afterthought heel. I do a cut-in afterthought heel. All of these markers are counting my rows. And the toes and the heels are going to be, whoa, look at this. To get out my sunglasses. This is Knitpicks Stroll Pucker. It is a bright neon pink. Woo! So I thought that it looks good. Look at that. So I'm going to do toes and heels in this color. And it's going to be awesome. And since I'm doing shorty socks, I'm going to have enough to do another pair for myself. And I think I'm going to do the same thing because that is awesome. So we'll be twinsies, Amy. We'll have twinsy socks. And, yep, so I have the first sock done. I do 64 stitches. I have the second sock cast on, and I have, let's see, 6 rows done. So just a teeny cuff. They're not going to match. Whoops. Sorry if that was loud. So, yeah. Magic loop, 32-inch cord. Chiaogoo red lace. 2.5 millimeter, which is a 1.5, US 1.5. That's how I make all of my socks. All magic loop. Once in a while I do 2 at a time, but it's not very often. Yeah, what else is there? I said 64 stitches. I do 15 rounds of 2x2 rib for my friend's socks. So, yep, I'm almost halfway there. And yeah, I don't think there really isn't much else to say about these, but I think I'm going to work on these today. Because I have another sock cast on that I will talk about later that I think it starts the 15th, which is Wednesday. So I want to have those done before Wednesday. We'll see. I think I can do it. Those shorty socks are pretty fast. All right, whip number 2. Oh, this one I am excited about. I didn't write the pattern in my show notes. I know what the pattern is. It's fine. I'm just trying to remember if I typed it out in my show notes. Pretty sure I did. This is living in my Knit for Brains bag. Mario. Now, I talked about last week, or this pattern was giving me grief, and I could not cast it on, and I said I quit, and I'm done, and I'm not trying again. And I had it. Well, I had a few, I mentioned this on Instagram too, that I said I had enough, I'm not doing it, I can't do it. So some people recommended some videos, some different cast-ons. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. I know that I don't like DPNs. So why did I choose to cast on with DPNs? So some people recommended some videos. If I remember, I'll have to look them up again and put them in the show notes. The one that I used, I'll put that in there. Hopefully, if I remember. So there's is it called a disappearing loop cast on? I believe that's what it's called. So somebody shared one of that video with me, and I got on the first try. Cast on magic loop. I guess the reason why I wanted to cast on DPNs because I thought it would be easier to switch it to 16-inch circulars. In my head, that's what I was thinking, but going from magic loop to a circular needle, that's not hard either. Oh my. But, so, if you watched my episode last week, if you're new, you're like, what the heck are you talking about? So I'm talking about the Musselburgh hat. I did it. I got it. It is not hard. It is not hard at all. I think I was just in a bad mood, in a bad headspace. Once I took a few breaths, looked up a video, watched it a few times, it's fine. I'm a little concerned I did my make ones and my make ones left and make ones right wrong. But I think it's all right. My kid's sneezing up a storm. Sorry. So yeah, there's my Musselburgh, and look, it's pooling. Look at that. It's like doing a spiraling pooling. Oh. Yarn. Do you want to know what yarn this is? I don't know if this is still in her shop or not. I've had this for a while. Pineapple yarn. This yarn was a gift. And it's called Tangerine Green. It is a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. 437 yards per 100 grams. 400 meters. So I am using, I think I'm using 3s. Did I write that down? No, I didn't write that down either. Come on, Lisa, you need to get with it. And I can't see very well. Yep, US 3s. 3.25 millimeters. And my foot's falling asleep. I'm using my interchangeable Chiaogoo needles. And I'm making the adult medium. It looks small. I think I'll be alright. I was afraid to do the large. I thought that was going to be way too big. So we're going to go with the adult medium. I got gauge. I don't know if I talked about earlier, if I talked about how I was with my sock head slouch hats. I think it's US, I don't know what, I think it's a US 2 3.0 millimeter for Eddies, because their sizing is weird. So I think it's a 2.5. So I wanted to use that needle, but when I used that needle, I got 9 stitches per inch, and the pattern I think only goes up to 7 stitches per inch. So I went up a couple needle sizes, and I got 7 stitches per inch. So it should fit. So that's what I got. Look at me. So I don't know how much yarn this is going to take. If it's going to take the whole skein. Or I would like to save 5 grams for my blanket. So I guess if I run out, the end will be a different color and I'll just make sure that's the inside. So I did it. I did it. So I cast on magic loop, and then when I got done with all my increases, I switched to 16-inch circular. So that's what I did. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I tried again. If you're like mad about something or frustrated, don't try to cast on something new. Or take a break. Take a breather. Do some research. Maybe ask some people to help you out. And yeah, so I got it. I don't know if I'll have that done or not. I usually work on that in the evenings right before I go to bed. So sometimes I get an inch. Sometimes I get like 1 row because I get sucked on my phone and I play on my phone when I should be knitting. All right, that is whip number 2, last whip. I worked on this a lot this week. Like the beginning of the week, I didn't touch it because I was working on those pumpkin spice socks. And then I'm like, ooh, I need to work on this because I need to finish this before October 8th. So I'm ready for the new Stephen West knit along. And I'm almost there. I think I have 2 more repeats and then the border. And I'm teasing you guys, but I'm trying to get it. Oh, look at this. So that white marker right there is where I was last week, so I did that much. Oh, this is awkward. So yeah, the rows are getting long. There's like 200 some stitches on here now. This is the Botanic Shawl by Stephen West. I'm using, the main color is Knitpicks Stroll Ash, which is this gray color. And then all of the other colors are Knitpicks Felici Scraps. Oh, look at that. That looks beautiful. So I'm chugging along. Oh, look at this. We'll do close up. Cover my face. Oh, isn't that beautiful, guys? That's beautiful. I worked on this on Friday and I messed it up and I had to tink back one of my slip stitches. I didn't slip, I knit, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna drive me insane. Luckily I only had to like tink back from like here to here, so it wasn't like all the way at the end. I didn't know how to fix it, like dropping the stitch. I didn't know how to do that, so I'm like, I'll just tink back. So that was kind of a pain, but whoops, messing with my microphone. So yeah, here we are. It's beautiful. I love it so much. It's very easy knit, very mindless. Yeah, I love it. It's getting dark. Is it supposed to rain today? It might rain today. It's curling a little. So yeah, I am 2 more repeats. Now you think, oh, 2 more repeats, that's not bad. Well, the repeats are, sorry, I'm gonna move my shirt here. The repeats are 24 rows long. So I still have like 48 rows. And the border to do, the border is a 4-row repeat. And I have to do it 12 times. And I'm still increasing, like, I think every other row I'm increasing a stitch. So it's still getting bigger. So I don't think I'm going to have that done this week. I don't think so. I don't know. I might surprise myself. My kids are having sneezing attacks. They're taking turns here. So that is that. I'm using Chiaogoo, my interchangeables, interchangeables. Was this a US 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter. There's the lawnmower. I got through all my stuff, almost done. Sorry if it's too loud. I don't know if you can, since I'm wearing a microphone, I don't know if you, can you still hear all the background noises? Can you hear my children sneezing? And my husband mowing? All right. And that is that whip. That is all of my whips. Take a sip of coffee and then we'll do future cast-ons. So let's see, there's like 3 people that are doing this knit along, and I can only remember one of them, and I don't think this is the person that usually hosts this KAL. It's a KAL that's been out for a while. I think they do it once a year. And I think it's called the Monster Sock KAL, where you just make scrappy socks. And I haven't done that in a really long time, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I believe it starts September 15th to October 15th. I think it's only a month long, but I can bang out a pair of socks in a week, so we're gonna do that and hopefully finish them before the MKAL. This is a bag that my mom made. I do not have them cast on, but I have all of these Patton's Croy, like scraps. So I think I'm just gonna... Alright, my kids are sneezing a lot, and it's got me concerned. So I have all these different colors, all these balls in here. So I think I'm just gonna make some scrappy socks. I was kind of hoping, I have some Patton's Croy over here. Yep, right here I have Patton's Croy. I was hoping to get through some of that to add to this so then I could have some more colors, because these are all like really dark colors. So, I don't know. I'm just going to go for it. So, yeah. I will probably have these cast on next time. So, I want to finish those shorty socks and cast these on Wednesday. I'll probably do long ones, longer socks. Yep. So, oh, and my Musselburgh hat, that is for a knit along with, oh geez, We Share Needles podcast. They're doing a Show Your Muscles KAL. I love that hashtag, that's cute. I think Show Us Your Muscles KAL. I think that's what the hashtag is. So, I think that one ends, I'm hoping it ends October 31st, because I don't know if I could finish that in 2 weeks. If it's the end of September, I don't know. I will look it up. All right, are you ready for my Stephen West MKAL colors? Now, I bought 2 of each, but I'm not going to show 2 of each because I can't do this with my hands. So here we go. Are you ready? So here are my colors. Ooh, it matches my Fitbit. So here they are. These are my colors. So this is all Knitpicks Stroll fingering. So you need 100 grams of each color, so that's why I bought 2. These are only 50-gram balls. So I got white, black. I'm kind of hoping that there's an I-cord bind off, that maybe I could do some stripes and do the black and white stripe. We'll see. Kind of hoping that's in the pattern. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. This one is Patina. I think that's how you say it. I really love this color. It's like a minty, it's kind of like a dark minty green, tealy, sea foamy green. I don't know how to describe it. And then ash, because I gotta have gray in my shawl. And then this is the one where it's like, ooh, I don't know about this. Pucker. Look at that. This is the one that's out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna have to weigh this one. This one feels light. Let's get the scale out. Maybe it's just wound really loosely. It doesn't feel, if this is not 50 grams, I'm gonna be mad. Nope, it's 51. I took the label off. It's just, it feels like there's air in there. Okay, we're good. Whew. So yeah, those are my color choices. I'm excited. And I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. So I hope I can do it. But I really love all these colors together. So we're gonna go for it. I'm hoping that he says, like, help us, like, which color is, like, A, B, or C, or however he wants to do it. Because I want this as my pop of color. I don't want that as, like, a lot. I don't want that, like, I just envision, like, this pink being in, like, every other row, and it's just gonna be, whoa. So, I don't know. We will see. So here we go. This is what I got. And if there is brioche in this pattern, I am not doing it. I have heard that if there is brioche in it, there is a second option. There is a second option. It's probably going to be like a garter row or something like that. Something easy. I'm not doing brioche. I'm not going to attempt brioche. My first brioche on a ginormous Stephen West shawl. I'm not going to do it, so. I need to try that. I need to try the brioche. I really want to do the his bubbles and brioche shawl, but just like that brioche, it scares me. I want to do that shawl so bad, but that brioche, yay. Rearranging myself. So that is all of my stash. I gotta be good with my yarn. My husband looked at he has a spreadsheet. He keeps track of all of the spendings of the monies, and he was looking at it the other day. He didn't say anything to me about my yarn spendings, but I'm like, I gotta slow it down. I did cancel my row 1 minis, so I'm not going to be getting those anymore. So I think I'm just going to chill out and knit what I have for a little bit. All right, so I'm glad I bought this now instead of later. Anyway, I'm happy with my color choices, and I really like Stroll. It's very nice. So I'm hoping it will hold well in a shawl. It is a cheaper yarn, but I was, one, concerned that either I won't like it or I have like a major tragedy and I can't finish it, or I don't want to finish it and I didn't want to waste a lot of money on yarn. But I don't know. I don't think there is a Stephen West pattern that I don't like, so I think I'm okay there, but mostly the can I do it? Yes, I can. I figured out that Musselburgh, so I got this. All right, reading and watching. Reading, I have not been reading at all. I have not felt like it, and so I didn't. I'm kind of reading before bed some nights. I read the Messenger. That is the 3rd book in the Giver series. So I have that one checked out. So there were some nights I would read it. Some nights I didn't. And I've probably only read like maybe 3 or 5 chapters this week. Not a lot. So I need to get back in my audiobooks. I need to get back to reading. Maybe this week. We will see. I need to read, I have on Audible, The Madness of Crowds, the new Louise Penny book. I really need to read that. I'm kind of stalling because it's going to be like another year before another book comes out. And it's like, oh, I kind of want to savor it and wait. But I think I'm just going to read it. My mom read it and she really liked it and she told me you need to read it. So I got to get on it. So not a lot of reading. Didn't finish anything. Didn't really start an audiobook. So watching. We finished The Witcher. Oh, that show's good. I think a new season comes out in December, so I'm excited. My husband, he likes it, so we can move on with it. So that's exciting. Then we started, I'm looking at my show notes if you're wondering why I'm staring at the ground. We started the last season of Halt and Catch Fire. And then we started the last season of Battlestar Galactica. That one is a rewatch for my husband and I. I think we watched it like 10 years ago. It's been a long time, so we're rewatching it. Halt and Catch Fire, he has seen it. I have not, so he is rewatching it with me. And yes, and this like completely slipped my mind. I don't know how this happened. I guess I've been too stressed and worried about other things to think about it. But The Walking Dead is back and has been back for probably, I don't know, is there 3 or 4 episodes out that I have not even seen yet? Oh my. So I know why I didn't start it, because I had some issues with Apple TV. Usually in the past, I would be able to buy the season, like a season pass, as they call it. And so the episodes air on Sunday. So on Mondays, they would say, hey, you have a new episode. And then I would watch it. Well, I knew that it was going to start. Walking Dead was going to start. I think it was August 22nd. End of August. So I went on Apple TV and I tried to find The Walking Dead season 11 pass. And you couldn't buy it. You had to sign up for AMC's monthly subscription to watch it. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to buy the whole season. And then I forgot about it. And then yesterday my husband was looking at it and he found where I could buy the season. So I don't know if I had to wait a few episodes before I could buy the whole season, but it looks like I can buy the whole season now. I have not done that yet. Probably going to do it today. And then somehow I got to catch up. I wish we had better internet. That's it. So I'm probably just going to be able to watch like 1 episode a week and just steal the TV for the night and watch it. I don't like watching that right before I go to bed. But you do what you got to do, I guess. Our internet is not strong enough to stream video and do Zoom calls. So we gotta pick one or the other, and since he's the one that makes the bacon, I gotta suck it up and wait my turn for the internet. All right, that's it for reading and watching. Now we're gonna go into life stuff because I had an interesting week. Oh man. So the kids went back to school. It's going okay right now. Everybody's fine, but I don't anticipate that happening much longer. I'm just waiting for that email / phone call saying, so-and-so, your child has been exposed. You need to stay home for 2 weeks. I know it's going to happen. Anyway, I'm just going to try to take it one day at a time, take deep breaths, and just knit. Just keep knitting. Try to keep myself sane. So they started school on Tuesday. They had a half day. Went fine. My oldest is riding the bus. She did awesome. She's fine with it. No problems. There was, she was concerned about which bus to get on and make sure the right bus that she's on takes her to the right place where she needs to get home. But she figured that out really quick, like first day. She said, got it. I'm like, okay, sweet. Tuesday, we had some storms. I'm like, oh, it's just a thunderstorm, whatever. We have thunderstorms, and it's not a big deal. It gets windy, whoop-de-doo. Well, this one was a doozy. This one was strong enough to, we lost power. That has not happened in a really, really long time. So I was making dinner Tuesday night. It's getting really dark. It's getting really dark. And I'm like, oh great, here we go. It's gonna start raining. Started raining, windy, thunder. Ooh, that wind, it was bad. It was very windy. Well, I think, so we have my street, and then like behind us, there's another street. And a tree fell on the power lines, and I think that's why we lost power. So I was like this close to finishing dinner. I made soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. I have a square pan where I could cook 3 sandwiches on it, but I don't like cooking it that way for some reason. They don't cook evenly, and you gotta rearrange them. So I do 1 sandwich at a time in a pan. That's how I do it. My kids share a sandwich, so I have to only make 3 sandwiches. So I usually make theirs first because that's too hot. Can't have hot grilled cheese, so I cook theirs first. Then I cook my husband's, and then I cook my sandwich. Well, by the time I got to my sandwich, that's when the power went out. I was so mad. We have an electric stove. So it was hot for a little bit, but not enough to it was enough to melt my cheese and my sandwich, but not enough to make the bread crispy. So I was a little bummed. I'm like, all right, whatever. The kids went to bed. They were mad because they like to listen to the radio before they go to bed. I couldn't do that. Couldn't see what time it was, and then they were freaking out about the alarms. We're not going to wake up in time. And I'm like, just chill out. I'll use my alarm. I will wake you up. I had enough battery power on my phone for enough for the night to wake me up in the morning. Power went out. When the power was out, I had to take a shower in the dark. That was interesting. Well, I had some those electric candles with the battery operated candles, so I had some of those in there, and then it was getting darker and darker, and to a point where I couldn't see knitting. So I kind of had the candle I wish my husband was able to take a picture because it was probably ridiculous. So I was sitting on the couch. I had the candle on my chest pointing down, and then I had my knitting. You do what you got to do, right? Us knitters, we will figure it out. We will figure out how to knit in the dark. I try not to look at my knitting, but I feel like every once in a while I need to look. And so when it was really dark, I'm just like, I need a little bit of light here. So I figured out a plan. I did it about 9:30. I'm like, it's too dark. I can't see anything, and so I just went to bed early. And I checked my knitting in the morning, and I didn't drop any stitches. It was all fine. So I was working on my Musselburgh. That was my power outage knitting. I need to wrap this up. I have 4 minutes. I'm almost done with my story. All right, went to bed, power's still out. I didn't sleep very well because I need a fan to sleep. I need background noise to sleep, so I did not sleep very well, and it was so dark. We have a few night lights. Usually I like it pretty dark, but man, it was dark. And then I couldn't see what time it was, obviously, because, yeah, so my alarm clock did not have a time on it. I wake up all the time and I look and I think, oh, it's 1 o'clock, I can go back to bed. So, I kept waking up a lot. I'm like, nope, no power yet, go back to sleep. Wake up, nope, no power yet, go back to sleep. And then I think it was, I don't remember what time it was. And I woke up and I saw that my alarm clock was back on and the nightlight was back on. I'm like, yes, the power's back. So then I went back to sleep. And my husband unplugged the phone and the computer, his work stuff. He unplugged everything before he went to bed. Got up, plugged everything back in, and then my phone, I got an email. Ding! I'm like, oh, what's this? School's canceled. I couldn't believe it. The first full day of school was canceled because the schools didn't have phones or internet. So they felt like they couldn't run the school safely. Now, I guess I understand that because you got to have phones for emergencies, right? If something happens and they can't call anybody, that's bad. So that's why they canceled it. So I'm like, great. The kids were mad because they were so excited to get back at it, get back in routine, and have something to do. They were so bored. Like the last few weeks of summer, they were irritating me to no end. So yeah, they didn't have school on Wednesday, and then they went back on Thursday and Friday. So that was my week. It's been an interesting week. Trying to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and just keep breathing. So far, everything is okay. I just we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So that was my week. It was interesting. I did not like when the power went out, but I was so happy it was back in the morning so I could make my coffee. I'm the only person in this house that drinks coffee. My husband does not drink it. So I do not have a coffee pot because I'm not going to drink a whole pot of coffee. And anyway, a coffee pot needs electricity. Usually I have a tea kettle that I heat water on the stove, and I think I've mentioned this before. There's little bags of coffee. It's actual coffee grounds in little tea bags. I buy them online. I think you could buy them at Walmart. But that's how I make my coffee. I just put it in there, let it soak for like 5-10 minutes, depending on if I remember it or if I forget. And that's how I make my coffee every day. Because I'm the only one that drinks it. Our kitchen is very tiny, and there's not room for a coffee pot. We can choose coffee pot or microwave. And everybody uses the microwave, so no coffee pot. So that is my week, my spiel. I probably should end this because we're getting at 45 minutes. This is a long one. Again, I want to thank all of you for all of your kind messages last episode. They made my day. They made me happy. So thank you. And let's see. What else do I say at the end? Now I'm forgetting how to end these things. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have a comment or question, put them right down there. I do love reading those. And hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.